great weekend, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. So I was so happy when I got feedback from people in my description box, and my friends texted me and they were so happy that they'll save money. Instead of buying mayonnaise, they're going to make it at home. So you know, mayonnaise is not a priority in the food list, so it's a big win, and I am really happy that it helped someone. So today I'm going to teach you a few hacks and tricks in the kitchen of using mayonnaise on food. So we're going to do So guys, this is our menu today. So we're going to make some chicken wrap and potato wrap, and we're going to dress it with mayonnaise. I'm going to do due diligence and tell you how to pair mayonnaise as a dressing or as an accompaniment. So today we're going to use mayonnaise as a dressing for the wrap. So if you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe. The link is down below. So we'll just dive into it. So guys, we're going to start with our wrap. Our wrap will be made in the recipe of flat bread, although I'm not going to use yeast. So my ingredients are flour, yogurt, and it's the natural yogurt. We have baking powder and we have salt. So the rest of this I'm going to show you as we go how we're going to use them. So you will take your flour, you pick your flour and pour it. Then you will take your yogurt. 1 cup of yogurt is enough. Then you will scoop it, stir it a little bit. So yogurt will act as our liquid for today. I love yogurt, so I'm gonna just leave myself just a little bit on the side to enjoy. Then I'll take some salt. I'll just sprinkle some salt. You don't want to be so heavy on the salt. And then I'm going to mix the mixture. I forgot to do the baking powder, so I'm gonna sprinkle it. This is half a teaspoon, so I'll just put another half a teaspoon. Sorry for that. We all make errors in the kitchen. We are human, so I have just saved the day. So the baking powder is the one that helps the wrap rise. So I'm just mixing. I'm a bit lazy to mix with my hands, so I just want the dough to come together, then I'll be able to mix with my hands. Always keep a little bit of flour on the side so that as you go you sprinkle so that the dough can come together properly. This looks like a shaggy dough, but this is how you want it to be. Then once you've mixed it like this, you're going to transfer it to the surface. So we're going to use the surface of the chopping board, and then we are going to knead it a bit more, then separate it and let it rest for a bit. So I've sprinkled some flour on my chopping board or wooden board. So what I just want to do is just knead it more. Just kneading is just folding and pushing, fold and push. So it's come together. It's no longer sticking in my hands. So you're just going to make it the way we do our chapatis. It's kind of the same process but with a twist to it. So our dough is ready. I'm going to put it on the side to just rest for a bit. You can cover it with a cloth. So I'll cover it with a cloth, let it rest for a while. Just drip a little bit of oil before wrapping it with a cling film, or covering the bowl with a towel, so that when you come back after it's rested for about an hour, though we're just going to let it rest for a few minutes as we do the potatoes and the chicken. So this will help it come out of the bowl not quickly, not to be sticky on the bowl, because when you see, it just slides through the bowl. So I'll just cover it with a cloth and just put it aside to rest. So guys, we'll start with the potato, then we'll go to the chicken. So you need potato. I'd already sliced some and cubed them just to have a good size to put in the wrap. This is a nice way of doing a wrap when you have people who don't take meat. So we're going to just peel our potato. So I've diced the one potato, and I've chopped some onions, and here I have black pepper, cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is a chili kind of pepper, but it's very good for the health. It has so many health benefits. Then I have cumin seeds, I have curry powder, and I have a dash of garlic. So let's move to the fire. So for the potatoes, I'm going to just spill a bit of oil in the pan, a tablespoon or two. When you make the content for the wrap, you can choose to use raw onions or to saute the onions. So I'm going to sprinkle the onions in the pan. So I want them to have a bit of browning. So just turn them until they're brown, or they get a bit of char. You can sprinkle some garlic on them just to season. Just let them to brown. So you want your onions to start to brown. They don't have to be golden brown, but at least just some heat to go on them, so that the person who doesn't like raw onions can still enjoy their wrap. So this is good enough. So I'm going to take this and just put it aside. So I'm just going to put it aside. And on the same pan, I'm going to put in at least a bit of oil, like a tablespoon again. Then I'm going to pour in my potatoes. And fry them. So I'm just gonna add a bit of water, just a bit, like 2 tablespoons, so that they don't stick on the pan. You might want to reduce your heat and use medium heat. So they are starting to cook, so I will take a beef, not a beef cube, a vegetable cube, and I'll just crush it in to give it some vegetable seasoning. This is a vegetable seasoning. If you've noticed, I haven't added salt because the cube already has salt, so you might put salt and you end up having a too salty potato. So I will add my black pepper. I'll just sprinkle. I'll add a bit of the cayenne pepper, the cumin, that is the curry powder, and that is the garlic. So you want to just brown them. Remember, this is an option. I'm just going to add a bit of oil to help them fry well. Let me just add a bit of water because my pan is picking the potatoes up and I want the potatoes to cook. If you put a lot of water, the potatoes might overcook, so you don't want to do that. So now I want to add in capsicum. I have capsicum. I got them from a friend of mine and they're fresh from the farm. So just to bring in a bit of color and niceness and some veg, I'm going to add the capsicum. So keep putting a bit of water just so that they don't stick, but don't put a lot. You can taste and check if they're well seasoned. Oops, I'll just give it a bit of a taste to check if it's ready. It's almost ready. They are almost ready, so I'll just drop in a bit of water. So the purpose of dicing them into small pieces speeds up the cooking process and also keeps them in biteable pieces. So our potatoes are almost ready. So I'll just let them continue cooking. I need to serve them. My potatoes are ready. I'm going to just put them aside and then get into the chicken. That is how they look. We are now doing our chicken. This chicken is free range chicken, or what we call here in Kenya as kienyeji. So we had made chicken yesterday, and I kept some pieces just for the wrap. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to take the chicken. I already boiled the chicken because most of it is usually a bit tough or is not so easy in the mouth when it comes to chewing. So what I'll do, I'm going to just cut into pieces like the way I'm shredding. So this chicken, I infused it with some spices. I put in some garlic, I put in some beef cube, I put in chicken cube, and some curry powder. It tastes so good, and I didn't even put salt in it when boiling, but when you taste it, it tastes as if it has salt. That is because of the beef cube. So I'll just shred this. I'll shred all the chicken. Guys, I've chopped the chicken and you can see how it looks like. This can serve about 2 to 3 people when you assemble the wrap. Then I have chopped onions and the capsicum, so the same process again. However, I'm going to use the same pan I used on the potatoes because all the flavors that are sticking on the pan, I want to capture them. So I'll pour in a little bit of water on the pan and then put in the meat, and then now just turn it and then add some oil and onions and the capsicum. Just a little bit of water so that all the stuff sticking here can just peel off, because I want all that potato goodness to be on the chicken. So I'll pour in the chicken, let it steam a bit. So I just need the chicken to just pick all that niceness that was left with the potato. And it will just coat it nicely. Can you see? The chicken is a bit wet, but so mostly the chicken for chicken wrap is normally grilled or sauteed or pan fried. You can even make it into chicken nuggets, and that I can teach you another day. But I just wanted to just get a bit of that niceness from the potatoes. So I'm going to pour in the onions. So this is our typical like Kenyan cooking. We always sometimes put the meat first and then drop in the onions and the oil. So whichever way you like it. You can start by sauteing the onions. For me, I do not want to use raw onions today because I know most of our family members like onions cooked. So I'm just going to mix it in there. So you want to just keep checking. Remember, the chicken is already cooked. I boiled it before, but for the broiler chicken or the other type of chicken that is a bit soft, you can use the chicken breast and just slice it into thin slices, grill it or pan fry it. So my onions are just steaming in with the chicken, and I like what I'm seeing. So we'll still have a crunch on the onions, and but they won't be as brown as the one for the potatoes. So I'm pouring in my capsicum. Just pour in as much as you love to. So I'll just let it steam in for like a minute or two, and then we are ready with our chicken. Keep it aside, then we go to the wrap. Our chicken is ready and it looks lovely and moist. It's not dry. So this is a healthy version of the wrap. So we'll just put it aside and then we get into the wraps. Rounds are ready, and if you realize, this one is a bit tough, this one is very soft to the touch. So that's the difference when you put yogurt. So I'll just dust my board again, then I will just roll it. Don't mind if you see bubbles. Bubbles is a good sign. So you just keep dusting and rolling. Oops. You want to dust and roll. So you have to roll it to be big enough for it to wrap the contents of the wrap. So once, don't mind the shape as long as it is somewhere near to round. As my pan is heating quickly, I just want to make some garlic butter that we are going to use on the wrap. So I'm just going to use this to grate. You can blend. There's also a garlic crusher. So nowadays we are very sorted. So I'm going to just use a few cloves, of garlic. So I'm just grating them into a bowl. So about 2 to 3 is enough, depending on how much you are making or how flavored you want your garlic butter to be. So once I do this oil, we will use it to just brush it on the bread. So I'll take my butter. So I melted part of it and I'm going to pour it. So you can use butter, you can use blueband, you can use unsalted butter. So this is how it is. It has a scent already. So I'll just pick my bread and we are heading to the pan. So you want to just place your wrap on the pan like a chapati, or how you do tortillas. It's just the same process. Then I am going to need a spoon. You can use a spoon or a brush just to get the oil to drip on the surface of the wrap. So you'll just let it bubble up. Then I will use a brush, the brush we use for cakes, but you can still use a spoon. So after 30 seconds to 1 minute, depending on how your pan is hot. You will turn it, then you will brush on one side. So this is the side I'm brushing. Then I'm gonna flip it back again. I'm gonna flip it back again. To cook. So just need to check. So I'll give it another minute. And I'll turn my heat up a bit. Just add some butter. And I'll just turn it. And I'll let it just cook nicely. So I'll butter only one side. The side I butter will be the inside part of the wrap. So the one you hold with your hands will be dry or without butter. So it's starting to brown nicely. So I'm gonna just flip it back. Look at how beautiful it looks like. So you want it to golden and the pockets and the bubbles to just golden up a bit or char. So we're just gonna wait for that to char a bit and then we remove it. We'll repeat the same process with the rest of the wraps. So once I'm done with that, we're going to go to the next stage. Already served our components on the plate. The flatbread is ready. It smells so nice. It's garlicky and has butter and it's soft. So I warmed the potatoes and I warmed the chicken again. So remember guys, our star of the day is, let me put that down. This is our star of the day. This dish we are preparing is just to illustrate how good mayo can go with it, the chicken wrap. So we're going to use mayo as a dressing, and I made it today and I added a little bit of twist on it. I added a teaspoon of sugar to the mixture, and you can use less sugar or more and it tastes so nice. So what we are going to do, we are going to now prepare our wrap. So here there's something also I'd like to introduce to you. It's pickled capsicum with carrots. So I made it. It goes well with the wrap as an accompaniment. So for our mayo, we're going to do it twice. We're going to spread some of it on the flatbread as the base, and some of it we're going to mix with tomato sauce. So I'm going to pick my tomato sauce. You can mix in whatever you like. You can do garlic, you can do chilies, you can do some chopped coriander. So I want to keep it plain because we've already flavored our meat and our potatoes, but just to your liking, you can do that. So I've put in like 3 spoons of tomato sauce. Then I'll scoop some mayo. So really the measurements are according to your liking. So I'm going to just mix that up. So guys, when you do this, just mix it well. Can you see? The color has changed and it has mixed well with the tomato sauce. So this in itself is a dressing, or it can be used as a dip. So when you're eating your chicken nuggets, the fried chicken, barbecued meat, you have some cucumber on the side, you can just dip and eat and enjoy the niceness. So I'll keep this aside. Start preparing our wrap. So I'll just put some things aside to create space. I've cleaned the counter, so we're going to use the counter to do the wrap. So this is how it goes. This is the time. I know today we've done a long video, but it's worth it. You will have something to brag about that you learned over Corona season. So this is it. So we'll pick our mayo, then we'll spread it. So depending on your liking. So remember to spread it in the middle. So mine has gone a bit out, but it's still okay. It's homemade. You can make a mess with it. No one will ask you. So I'll pick my chicken. So in the middle, I'm going to line my chicken. Look at all those beautiful colors. So I'll just line my chicken to be in the middle. You can pile it up. You can pile it up. So you can put in cucumbers. You can put in some tomatoes. You can line in with some cabbage shreds. So, and just to flavor my cabbage, I'll just use a bit of this mix of mayo. So I'll just mix in a bit of mayo. So my mix is ready to be wrapped. So this is how you do it. So you're going to squeeze the bottom part, then you bring in one side and make sure everything is intact, and then you will close it like that. So you can tuck it with a toothpick, or you can grill it on the pan so that it sits properly together. So I'm just gonna grill it. So you can see our wrap. Look how beautiful it is. There's some meat. You can see the capsicum, the cucumber, you can see the mayo. So this looks beautiful. So I'm going to put it on the pan. Let me just tuck this in properly and put it on the pan to just char a bit or have a crunch. And start with this one in the middle. Just give it some mayo love. Then we can start with the cucumbers. How healthy does that look? Then I'm going to put, remember our onions, we had sauteed them. So I'm gonna put some of the onions on top. Don't worry about the ones falling on the side. You can always push them back to place. So it's charring. Let's check it out. Can turn it on the other side. So back to our potato one. So same process, just wrap one side, make sure you've tucked it well. Our bread is trying to get out of shape. Look at that. There's never a better way of doing it than the other. So you can see the wrap with everything, as long as it tastes well. It doesn't have to look like a gourmet dish, but as long as it tastes well, the flavors are right, you're good to go. So I'm gonna put it on the pan to char. Oops. So we have to put it carefully. Let's char this side first. Give it like 1 or 2 minutes on both sides to just char. It's not that extremely hot, sorry, but this is how it should look. Oh, it's hot. So I have some fillings that have fallen in the pan. We're going to just rescue them and tuck them back in. So we have our wrap. So we want to plate it. So mayo can also be used for plate decoration or garnishing. So you just put a bit of mayo. You can put a bit of mayo if you want to really impress your guests, and just swipe like that. So once you do that, I want to cut the wrap. So we'll cut it carefully for presentation purposes and see how it looks like. So guys, this is what we have. Let's turn the plate and see what we have. So we can place our wrap like that. We just put in that part of the plate. So our wrap is looking good. A bit of spaces, but don't worry about it. Then remember the pickles I did, so you can put them on the side. So you'll just come with your fork and look for the pickles. So if you'd like to know how to make a pickle, I will do a video on how pickle is made. You can pickle a lot of vegetables. It's a way of preserving vegetables and using them for later, or even adding some flavor to the vegetable. So I'm just looking for different colors. Just looking for different colors. Pickles are very, very, very yummy. If you've been to Chinese restaurants, you can experience, you must have experienced pickles. So I'll just fix this. A bit of coriander and just garnish it. Sometimes just being simple is nice, but a little bit of extraness doesn't hurt. So guys, here is our first chicken wrap. Our chicken wrap dressed with mayonnaise. Tell me, are these ingredients you can find in your pantry or in your fridge? So don't make any excuse. Try it and let me know how it is. So we go to our next wrap, the potato wrap. So I'm just gonna slice it. Just put your knife diagonally so that you get a very beautiful shape. So this one stayed for long. Oops. This one stayed for long in on the pan. That's why it has a hard crust. So I'm just trying to fill in the fillings back. Don't worry if they fall out. So look at that. So we're going to also place that. Remember our dressing on this one was the mayo that was mixed with the mayo that was mixed with the tomato sauce. So just to give it a fancy feel, I'm going to place my vegetables, and I have some pickled carrots. Just let it drip. Some pickled capsicum in different colors. The pickle smells so nice. I hope you'll be there on the next video to watch. So I think that's a good serving. So I'm just gonna move this and plate it on the side. Then I'll take a small cup. So we used the tomato sauce mayo, so I'm going to put in this. And guys, remember the rule of the dip. You don't dip your potato chip or whatever you're eating on the same side. So whichever side you eat from, you dip the opposite side. So just grab a tissue and wipe. Look at our fancy homemade potato wrap and presented well. So you can look for nice bowls to put your dip in, and nice side plates to just present your food well, and your friends will feel like they've entered a fancy restaurant to have a quick bite or a light meal. So here we go. Now you can see how our meal has come to fruition. We have the mayo dip, we have the wrap in mayo dressing, and please just try this recipe. I know it's a bit long, but it's worth it. It tastes so awesome. It's just like that I couldn't taste it on camera, but I assure you it is amazing. So very soon I'm going to do the pickle recipe, and I hope you'll be tuned in. Please subscribe. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to share with your friends and family, and may you have a lovely weekend, and see you on our next food vlog. Toodles.